Hey everybody, Amazing Libertarian here. Today I'm coming to you to give a movie recommendation to you. I'm not going to be recommending some action-packed movie or some comedy movie. I'm going to be recommending a movie that is non-fiction, it's not funny, it doesn't have a bunch of action, but it really is an amazing movie. I was watching that Riley guy's video, and he stated, a recent video about evolution, and he stated he's trying to educate himself. So, that Riley guy, this video, this movie, is perfect for you to educate yourself with. The movie's called Prayers for Bobby, and it's a movie about an extremely religious family, and there's 16 or 17-year-old boy in the family, and it turns out that he is gay, and his family is, gay-hating, bigoted, fundamentalist Christian family. So immediately when he comes out, they try to get him treatment and try to get him cured. I think this occurs in the 60s or the 70s. So it was back when, people thought being gay was a sickness or a disease. And so they try to get him cured. They take him to therapy. They arrange dates with other girls for him. And he hates it. I mean, they post up notes all around the house that condemns homosexuality and tries to remind him to stay away from it. And he hates what's going on. He hates that his family can't accept him for who he is. And this really is just an example of how people don't choose to be gay. A person in an extremely religious family would never choose that. Ever. They would not choose to be discriminated and hated by their entire family. There's a point in the video where the grandma says that queers should all be shot. The whole movie, or the whole family is against homosexuals. This person has no control over who they are. So what ends up happening is that he goes up to Oregon with his cousin, I believe it is, and he spends some time with her. I think it was for 2 months, a 2-month vacation. And during that time, he actually finds a boyfriend. So when he comes back home, at this point, his family still thinks their treatments are working, that he's going to be cured at some point. And, they would pray over him at times and things like that. Ridiculous things that won't help him, but they do anyway. So he comes back home and he says that he found someone up in Oregon. He wants to move up there because he wants to be with that person. And at that point, he doesn't specify gender or anything. So the family's excited. The family is like, oh, yay, they think he's cured. They think he's found some woman he's going to go off and marry. And then he says, his name is David. And the family freaks out. The mom pretends she didn't hear him. And the entire family just walks away. Or they don't listen to him. Or they pretend they didn't hear him. And so he tries to explain himself, but no one will listen. So he goes back up to Oregon, he moves up there, and his mom has not talked to him. His mom won't talk to him anymore because he's gay. She's so horrified that she has a gay son that she will not talk to him anymore. The rest of the family says they feel sorry for him, that he chose this way, and terrible things like that only hurt him. But anyway, so he goes up to Oregon, and what ends up happening is that, he's happy up there. But he wants his family back. So he comes back down for a visit to his family, and he tells his mom that either she has to accept him or forget him. And she says that she will forget him because she won't have a gay son, and that she's ashamed of the choices he's made. So he he's completely depressed at that point that his family has rejected him. He goes back up to Oregon, and, at the lowest point in his life, he tries to get in contact with the only person that he really feels he has a friendship with anymore, which is his boyfriend. So, but he doesn't pick up. David doesn't pick up his phone. So, Bobby goes over to a freeway overpass and jumps into oncoming traffic and is killed. And he committed suicide. And, so the family says that, he's gone to hell. they have a church service, and the church condemns him to hell. And they say that he made horrible choices in his life. So then the mom is curious. She starts to do research. She starts to educate herself, finally. It took an experience like that for her to do so, but she finally did. She went to a church where the pastor explained to her that the Bible doesn't even condemn homosexuality, which is a topic I can go over in another video if you want to challenge me on that, but I promise you it doesn't. The Bible doesn't condemn it. And she finally started to educate herself, and finally started to learn more. And as the video's nearing the end, she finally realizes that there was nothing wrong with her son. She says to the pastor of the church, who she's now friends with, she says, I know now why God didn't cure my son, because there was nothing wrong with him. And then she feels so guilty that she says that her son did not commit suicide, she murdered her son. It's really amazing what bigotry can do. It killed a person in this case. I don't think the son committed suicide. I think the family killed the son. But anyway, she ended up being a gay rights activist. She spoke to the Supreme Court about gay rights. Her and her family went to gay parades to support equal rights for everyone. It's amazing what an experience like that can do to you. It's amazing that it took her so long to educate herself, because if she would have educated herself before her son had committed suicide, he probably wouldn't have died. But the movie just it personifies what people are trying to accomplish by giving equal rights to everyone, to try to end the bigotry in our country, to try and end the injustices in our country. Because what it can ultimately lead to is death. And the reason I even started watching this movie is because it occurred in my hometown. It occurred in Walnut Creek, California, which is right next door to where I live. It's where I go to school. I go to school in Walnut Creek, California. So it happened right next to me. And I had never heard about it. I had never heard about this. So this is a challenge to you, that Riley guy, and any other bigoted, homophobic, Christian, Bible-loving believers. Watch that movie. And if you can still condemn homosexuality, then there is something wrong with you. Because I can sit here and argue with you all day. And I can make hours of videos. But it wouldn't come close to accomplishing what the movie did. The movie it gave arguments for everything, and it personified the homosexual struggle. So, the movie, once again, is Prayers for Bobby. I don't know how easy it is to acquire. It was on a weird channel that I had to record. So I don't know how easy it's going to be to find. But I know that Riley guy lives right next door to me too, so probably be able to find it in California, at least where we live. So specifically, this challenge goes out to that Riley guy. Watch the movie, then try to justify your bigotry to me. Until you do, you have no place to argue about it.